Now, all right, we're recording. We're rolling.
What's up, everybody? It's Josh here at Alpha. And actually, I'm not at Alpha. I'm in my theater room. And as you can see, my co-host Clark Morgan on the other side, he is self-quarantining. He does have the coronavirus.
I do not have the coronavirus.
He's been sick for the last 3 days. He's had a fever, runny nose.
I've had what feels like a slight mild sinus infection. That's about it.
I'm pretty sure it's the coronavirus. So,
but regardless, you know what? Regardless, I'm doing the right thing, and I'm quarantining myself, and I haven't left my house. And as you see, I clearly haven't been with Josh. So,
thankfully,
quite frankly, if I got it from him. So,
yeah. Hopefully, you can't contract it through telephone communication yet. Hopefully, it hasn't morphed into that. It's a pretty complex virus. So,
man. You literally told me earlier today, well, maybe we'll go live later because I don't want to catch it through the
Hey, the rate in which this shit is changing, you never know.
I mean, I guess.
Clark doesn't have corona. He is sick, though. So,
I'm almost over it. I felt a lot better when I woke up today, so I think we just
So we're going to jump into it. We're going to talk a little bit about the quarantine that is now officially a quarantine, I guess.
Close to officially, I guess. Yeah, I mean.
We was ordered to stay at home. So let's talk about that. What is different between today, after getting a stay-at-home order, versus yesterday?
Right. I think there's a couple things. I think the difference between, what is it, tomorrow starting at 11:59 p.m. we have to start. Okay. Two things. It's like, one, now it's legit. Okay. Now, if you weren't taking it seriously, you should. I think this is a very, very, very clear message that a lot of people still aren't going to get. And I don't know why these people aren't getting it. This does not mean spend tomorrow night throwing your last party before you get caught. This does not mean have a whole big get together. And by all means, this does not mean rush to the grocery store.
No.
And we can still go to the grocery store. Coffee shops are still open, dude. I was just talking to a friend that works at River Road Coffee. You can go and get your coffee tomorrow. Like, it doesn't mean you are stuck completely in your house. I got to get my car fixed. I got to talk to our buddy over there at Discount Tire. I'm going to have him put a ball joint in for me on the other side. You can still do these things. But the point is, quit getting together and grouping together. Quit flooding the grocery stores. Quit having parties. I can't tell you how many people I saw last night on my Snapchat having parties, or going to parties, or being at parties.
I hope they all catch corona.
Well, it's just it's laid out right in front of us, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I can easily bend the rules easily.
Right.
As far as I can bend the rules.
Sure.
But I've chosen not to. I've chosen to not go to the store. I've chosen to not, I literally went to the gym today and built Atlas stones.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And came back home.
Well, and even when I was there, even when I was there the other day when we did the last one, when we shot the last one and then the camera screwed up again, and then it was me, you, Kevin was briefly there for a moment. Getting the rest of basically what seemed like you guys were getting the rest of the gym packed up, but ready to sit. And then we shot our stuff, and then we got out, and we shot our stuff for the entertainment police, but we never had more than 3 people in that gym. And people aren't. I'm not saying freak out, and I don't think people quite understand this. There's a difference, and I've said this before, and I think I said it on the last one. but like I need to reiterate this. There's a difference between panicking and taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And people are either doing either or. People are either panicking or they're not taking it seriously. You can take it seriously without freaking out, you know. And
I know. My opinion is a lot of people think that this is going to be like a short-term thing. And we're going to be out of it. We're not.
No.
I don't think people are really thinking. I know personally. So they say April 6th, right? And everyone hears that date and they think the quarantine's over April 6th. Well, why is my daycare closed till April 30th?
Right.
So they know that it's going to be longer, and the longer people continue to go out and not listen, the longer this is going to be around. And secondly, the more power you're going to lose.
Right.
The government is going to step in. Now I know, like,
this isn't, you know, and I said this before. This isn't. Oh, they're taking our rights away. I said this earlier. I know it didn't get put out, but I said this earlier. If they wanted to do that, they would do that. It would be done. It would be a done deal, straight up. Okay. There's clearly a problem here. Okay. And whatever you want to see that's behind that, that's fine. But the people that aren't taking it seriously simply because they believe there's some sort of, you know, conspiratorial cover-up going on. There might be. I don't know. None of us know, and none of us are going to know. But what we do know is that people are getting sick and people are dying, and they want us to stay in our houses so that it doesn't spread because we don't have anything to fix it yet. That's the part you got to take seriously. I don't.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, I love conspiracy theories. Like,
I do too.
I don't believe them all, but like, I get on rabbit holes all the fucking time.
Oh, dude. I down the wormhole of YouTube for 8 hours. I mean,
yeah, but I'm not saying martial law is going to be declared, but if you don't think that the National Guard will come in and back up local authorities, you're fucking wrong.
Right.
Like, they will step in and they'll just set up like roadblocks. Like,
there's a purpose behind this, and it's simply because people won't listen.
Yes.
Look what's happening in Florida.
It's not because the government wants to take your rights away. It's because the government wants to get this shit finished and out of here so we can go on with our normal lives. But until people start listening, we're not going to have – this is going to be the normal life.
For a lot longer than we realize. I mean, it's so funny because if you want to put it in perspective, think about getting sick, right? When you get sick and you decide – forget it. I know I'm sick. I'm going to go out anyways. I'm going to drink anyways. I'm going to hit the gym anyways. Don't get me wrong. Guilty. Been there, done that. But you stay sick for longer. That's the whole point they're trying to get across here is literally if you stay at home, stay in bed, you know, stick around, do whatever, it's going to pass. It's going to get by. If you follow the instructions, we are trying not to be like everyone else. How can you look at what's going on in Italy right now and still not take this shit seriously? Or
shit, look at New York.
Right. Literally look at New York. How can you not see that and go, it's not
New York. So I just read a stat. It said New York by itself is going to pass Italy.
I believe it.
So that's just one city. And I think, like, the states that are, like, affected the most. You got Washington,
right,
California, New York. Okay. So Washington is like a major port of entry. Seattle. Okay. California, a major port of entry. New York, a major port of entry. That's why those three are getting hammered. So if we can just quarantine ourselves and let the focus kind of go towards those areas, because there's obviously, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like almost like a nest or like those are like the highly infected areas. Let the government focus on them. Let all the medical attention, all the supplies, whatever, go to those areas and not fuck up the Midwest where we have three deaths in Ohio. Like, let's just keep it at that. Let's not keep going until eventually we turn into New York while New York's turning into Italy, and then we have a giant mess on our hands. That's what they're trying to prevent. Get off your phone. Clark's on his phone.
I'm on my phone. Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Get off Tinder.
Crazy. My phone's going crazy right now. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Here's the thing, and here's the reality of it. If 5 days ago, we would have listened to what they were talking about, to what to what our leaders were talking about, to what they were telling us to do, so on and so forth.
We'd be 5 days closer.
What's that?
We'd be 5 days closer to being done.
No, well, right, exactly. Well, but not only that, but we probably wouldn't have the restrictions that are in place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if we didn't take the last night that we can go to the bar and go pack the bars because it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's the stuff that causes the problems. They're not putting these restrictions in place saying, hey, it's your last day, go party. And I don't think people are understanding that concept. I don't think people are getting it. My peer group specifically is not getting it in the slightest.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, quit going to Columbus, quit going here, quit doing this. I mean,
I saw a meme. It was kind of funny. I'm gonna make it a little lighthearted. I saw a meme. It said, "Hey kids, if you think being stuck in your house 24 hours a day with your Xbox, phone, laptop, is terrible. Try jail. Stay out of trouble." And I was like,
try jail.
I mean,
I think that's the problem. And you know what? Here's the thing: is we sit in a culture that refuses to make sacrifices, and I think that's one problem, right? It's funny because we could take this all the way back around to our second podcast, I think, where we were talking about weight loss, and where people were like, oh yeah, that's great, but I'm not giving up my pizza on Wednesdays. No, dude, right? Like, okay, but you might die in 15 years because you're morbidly obese. Still gonna give up my pizza, dude. Sorry, there's got to be another way around it. And I think that's what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, sorry, I'm not giving up my day-to-day life. Yeah, a bunch of people are gonna die. Yeah, but like, dude, and I think we're like engulfed in that. And I mean, not just and I say our culture, I don't mean just my peers at that point. I just mean people in general. It's like we are now at a point where we just refuse to give anything up. And it's like, for what?
I hope on the other side of this, like when we come out of this, I hope people appreciate the things they take for granted a lot more.
Yeah.
Because
I was having that conversation with Taylor over at Subzilla, that exactly. Yeah. And we were talking about how that would even affect the economy, maybe, because people there will be a chunk of people that are going to stop spending their money in stupid ways. Not all of them. There's going to be a lot of people out there that once this is all over, they're going to be, whatever, because why not?
Right.
But yeah, no, I agree. I hope, and not just financially, but just in general, I hope people learn to appreciate stuff more.
And like we talked about the last podcast, I said it was like a social reset. I think it's also a chance for people who aren't at work, who are stuck at home, to learn a new skill,
do something. Yeah.
Be productive.
And that's what I think that's the next point we're going to get into, is what we're doing to during this what's going on.
Yes.
I'll start. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. This kind of ties into my fitness journey, my weight loss journey, and all that stuff. And however you want to spin it. I hate saying journey because I think it sounds corny, but I don't know how else to say. But So one thing that I always struggled with, always, from the time that I was a child all the way up until I was 380 plus pounds, all the way and still to now, is portion control. So the way I lost weight was, instead of eating massive portions of bad food, I ate massive portions of very low calorie, protein dense, good food. That's fine and all, and it's helped me lose a ton of weight. But it's crazy to think about, like, I'm getting close to the 100-pound mark. But the problem is, I still binge eat, and I had to binge eat, you know, and another thing I wanted to work on was my caffeine and caffeine consumption. I haven't had caffeine in now it's been 2 days, so hopefully three tomorrow. Any at all. I've been exhausted, but what else am I going to do other than sit in bed? I don't even really feel that bad for being, you know, like a lazy sack of shit the whole time. But um, the, so I'm working on not you know, I have no excuse for the caffeine, right? So
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do after the gym. I don't need my pre-workout to get through my workout because I'm not working out right now. I took a walk today for the first time because my sinuses kind of cleared up, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to get moving, work on the cardio. But you know, like one of the big, those are two big things for me right there. Is I'm going to work on my caffeine intake. I'm going to try to get that tolerance back down. I'm going to try to keep it down, and portion control. I have no excuse for bad portion control now, right? Because I'm not gone all day. I didn't
Right.
finish a workout all day. I didn't all these things. So I'm working on now eating less. Um, and I still have more stuff to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm working on trying to clean my house. I need to do a better job at that. And hopefully I'm going to start reading a lot more. My goal, honestly, to come out of this is to have a high level of knowledge on something that I didn't even think I'd learn about. I'm still trying to figure out what that is, but I would love to be able to pick something, buckle down, and do some research. Maybe something I've been interested in the past, even if it's just figuring out more knowledge on fitness related stuff. But just find something, you know, that I can really jive with and use this time productively. I feel like so many people are like totally worried about how this is affecting their social lives. And it's like, now you have the time to do that stuff that you wanted to do, to learn the instrument that you wanted to learn,
If you have a social life.
right. You know, I mean, now you got time. Now you don't have an excuse.
I know one of the things I want to do is I want to practice yoga like every day. Yeah, so I did a yoga class, I think it was last year, and that shit was so hard. It's not even funny.
Dude, yoga's no joke.
Yeah. And with YouTube, there's a plethora of I mean, there's so many yoga videos. So I'm gonna start doing yoga. I'll probably start out 20 minutes a day, work up to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. But I think while I'm not going to the gym, that will kind of, you know, supplement that. Although I am going to bring some equipment to my house. I'm gonna bring like the adjustable bench and a few dumbbells just so my wife can work out and I can work out a little bit too. But kind of going with you, I'm gonna start fasting again. And like I stepped on a scale yesterday and it said 280 and I was like, yep, fuck this. My back hurts. Like, I'm sitting here right now, my back is killing me.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what, man, the first like 3 days of what we got going here, or like, you know, like a few days ago, the day following, the 3 days following when the gym had to get shut down, I was still eating like I was working out, like I was every day. Dude, it took me 72 hours to put on almost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got 7 of that off now over the last 3 days. But,
now, a lot of that's water weight, obviously.
Right. But still, it's like, wait a minute, you know, hold on. That's scary real fast.
Real quick, because suddenly that turns into 30, 40, 50 pounds.
Right. And
and
you don't want to get in that bubble. And I understand that so many people are worried about that. And I remember the first thing I was worried about was like, dude, no way. Like, this can't happen. I just hit a new bench PR. I just hit this. I'm at this, you know, I'm this strong. I work this hard, so on and so forth. And like really quickly, when the reality of things started to set in, it started getting easier for me to put that to the side. And that's maybe something for some people to think about. There's a much bigger picture going on here that we don't really need to worry about our gym accolades at the moment. For me, like, okay, put the strong stuff aside, I'm going to lose more weight while I'm home because I'm capable.
Yeah, and I also think too, it's a mental reset for a lot of people. I know me personally, since I own the business, I get so burnt out on lifting weights.
I mean,
and a lot of people are like, I don't understand that.
I do completely.
don't see they don't see the behind the scenes like shit that happens like all the time.
Well, and people don't understand, dude. You think find me a professional car detailer that likes to wash his own cars, right?
Yeah.
Find me a landscaper that likes to cut his own grass. When you're engulfed in it, it's not that fun to do recreationally, or it's not fun to do on your own. It goes for anything. I totally get that. I mean,
yeah. So I know, like, I'm gonna use this as a chance. I fell asleep. I think it was it last night? No, Friday night. I fell asleep listening to like meditation on YouTube, and my wife woke me up. She's like, "Hey, your phone's still going." And I was like, "Shit, I fell asleep." So I'm gonna meditate more. I'm gonna do yoga. So like, those are two things. The meditation, I was doing it for the longest time, then I kind of quit doing it. I need to get back to doing that. I also think it's a time for me to just start like a new routine, like a daily routine. Like, okay, I wake up and I do this. I wake up and I do that. Because before this all happened, I was in a routine and it was growing tiresome. And it wasn't all productive. So now I have nothing, like, anyone that's listening or watching this that follows us on social media, I've made more videos in the past 4 days than I probably have in a year. Like, I created Jim Gaines. He's our version of Wilson.
yeah.
I mean,
and you know, and it's like, and it does that, and it gets those creative juices flowing. And it's funny because it's like now we finally have the time. I was literally just thinking about. It's unfortunate that I got this little whatever's going on, and hopefully it's gone the next couple of days, and maybe, depending on what happens, we can link up and make some more content. But I was thinking about right before all this hit. I was like, dude, you know, what I would give for the time to be able to make the content, or maybe, you know, for the idea of, you know, you to be able to put me on full time financially, be like, you're my content creator, and that's your, like, we're not there yet, and so on and so forth. And then now it's like, holy crap, like, I mean, between the number of ideas that you and I bounced off each other over this next time, I mean, you know, like, we should be able to stockpile some stuff, or at least stockpile ideas, so that we're not sitting there. What do we do? You know?
You know what does suck is momentum was rolling in the gym, like as far as like new members. Momentum was rolling, and then it was like, psych. So,
and not only that, it's just, I think in general, because I think we had a lot of older members that were like getting back into the swing of things, and like things like that. Like, two Saturday mornings were getting lit for a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that when we come out of this, that everyone just has like a renewed, like, just fire.
I think they will. I think they will.
And I also hope, like, that we pick up a bunch of new members. All those people that have been messaged, because if you guys don't know, Clark also runs our social media. Like, he runs like our IG. He'll post, and then like sometimes like I'll post, but he can see like all the messages coming in, and the amount of messages from the amount of people from other gyms that are like trying to get me to sneak them in my gym is like absolutely.
I remember the day they said that we couldn't stay open.
Yeah.
And I was in the gym with Ian working out, and it started right after the announcement.
Immediately.
4 p.m. and my watch was just going nuts. It was bing, 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 bing. Are you guys still gonna be? I don't have time, nor do I care, to like actually open and read these combos. Kudos to Josh for actually responding to people, because I just, but like, I can't tell you how many times I looked up and it was like, "Are you guys gonna stay open? Are you guys? Open? Can I get in and work out?" So on and so forth. And I'm like, "Holy crap, dude!"
I just hope all those people that were so interested that day are still interested.
Yeah, and come by, dude. And you know what?
Because you were, I'm calling you out. You were interested when you couldn't go to your gym. Like, suddenly, we were like the cool gym. But guess what? We weren't that cool either, because we were shut down.
Right.
And I'm I'm not going to risk my business. First off, I'm not going to risk my business for anybody. I'm
Right.
especially not risking my business for someone who hasn't been loyal to me. Like if you're
Well,
a long time loyal member, you would stand more of a chance than some random guy off the street hitting me up like, "Hey man, you think I can get a quick pump in?"
yeah. Well, and
No.
yeah.
So yeah,
And I hope those gyms that are staying open, I hope they get the point, man. Listen, there's a reason behind it, and that's what we don't get at. We talk about who was it? It was Arnold that made the point where he was like, "We're supposed to." This was way back when they canceled the Arnold, when people really didn't understand what was going on.
right.
It was like, we're supposed to be representatives of the fitness industry, and part of fitness and wellness is keeping yourself safe and keeping others safe and not sick and not keeping yourself, so it's like the fact that we're hearing about other gyms staying open, it's kind of frustrating to me, because it's like, how can you it's kind of like where he said, where it was like, we're supposed to be promoting fitness, we're supposed to be promoting what, like the key words right there in 1, 2, and 3, a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And yet
Look,
to go ahead.
I'm typically a rule breaker. Like I'm not
Sure,
one.
right.
I'm not one to really follow directions. Okay, I do shit my own fucking way. But when they start talking about finding you, possibly shutting your shit down, because if you don't think they have the power to do that, go ahead and play with the health department. I dare you.
Right.
You're going to get fucking burned. So, hey, to each their own. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to mention.
No.
Just know that.
Well, I've heard multiple.
I'm sitting in my fucking basement filming a podcast.
Right.
Like I could have went to my gym even tonight. Like, yeah, it's later in the evening. I own the fucking place. I live 2 minutes away from my gym. Literally, one exit away from my gym.
Right. Right.
I could just went to my gym and sat there, and I was like, nah, I'll just stay home, because I don't want to risk someone, with a little vendetta or something calling like, hey, he's in the gym. Great, I can be in my gym. Like, I'm allowed to be in my business. I just can't have it open to the public. But I just didn't feel right doing that. So I was like, but guess what? Like, as far as like filming videos inside the gym, like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I am. But
sure, and provided that it's in a that we're clear of whatever we got going on.
Like 2 of us in there at a time, and at most, and we're not working out. It's not like we're still allowing.
And again, you see where we're at now, because I have some stuffy going on. I mean, right. I woke up with a sore throat, stuffy nose, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, and yet to step foot in that gym to make any videos now, because you just don't know, and you just want to take procedures. And if I wake up tomorrow and I'm sweating like crazy, I'm probably going to go get tested. I wake up tomorrow and I feel better, I'm probably fine, and which is probably the case anyways. But you just don't know. And they talk about how subtle the symptoms start and how they don't really affect young people as heavy as it does. It's like, you just can't take that risk when there's no, that's the other thing that's annoying, is when people seriously try to play it down. I understand playing it down for the sake of keeping your head on straight mentally. I understand, people talk about how others are complaining about the small things that this is affecting. I don't have a problem with that, because for a lot of people, that's a coping mechanism. So like, go ahead and complain about the fact that you can't go to the bar, because I know in the back of your head, that's you trying to minimalize the situation and make yourself feel better, because you kind of understand that this is a greater problem.
But don't go to a party to supplant the bar. Just stay home. Like, take a week or 2 away from drinking, because when you go to drink again, you're going to get fucked up with way less alcohol. You're going to save yourself some money.
Exactly. Save some money. Save some money and save some dollars.
Yeah.
That's a simple trick right there. That's an old college trick you got there. Go 2-3 out, and then by the time you get back to the bar, you're drunk on $15. Congratulations! Now you're getting thrown out of liquids. I mean, it's come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think people just need to understand that this is time that, like, they can be very useful for themselves. This is your time to be selfish, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Take an opportunity to help others. There are plenty of people out there right now that need the help, and I'm seeing so many people get proactive in the community, and I think that's awesome. And like specifically, you know, there have been places like the Look Up Center, Vertical 196, like other, you know, really trying to take care of other people, and I'm seeing all this cool stuff. But at the same time, for those freaking 14 hours of the day that you're sitting in your house, instead of either A, wallowing, or B, trying to come up with a rule-breaking solution as to how you can get back to your old social life, why not use it for something productive?
Yes. And if you have to go to work, like my wife is an essential employee.
Sure.
She has to go to work. You're excluded.
Right.
But
go to work. I'm about to have to go back into work.
You know what? You're not excluded. Because you don't have anything to do in the evening times now. That, like, if you have kids, like, that doesn't change. But like, what do you do when the kids are in bed? What you can do something to better yourself.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? And if you don't
have and that's the other thing too, is like, even if you are working, okay, great, but what did you do? You can't tell me that while you were working before this was happening, when you came home, that there was absolutely nothing and you just went to bed every day.
Yeah.
Right? So how are you going to supplement that time?
And the advantage of this happening in 2020 versus 1995, that's not that long ago.
This right here.
Right. So,
I was just on PlayStation with a buddy from Texas and two friends from Kentucky. I mean, just
but could you 1995? You had nothing.
Right.
Like, I didn't even have cable television in 1995. That's real talk. I didn't have cable.
I wasn't born yet.
Okay, well, I didn't have cable.
I didn't either.
So imagine being 1995. I'd have been 11 years old. How fucking boring would that have been? Today, right. You have no excuse not to do something productive. YouTube has so much to offer.
Go to YouTube University and earn yourself an artificial online degree in something. Get good at something. There's so much out there.
I downloaded the piano app. I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano.
Nice.
I love classical music. Like, I do. I love all music. I can't play, I can't sing, but damn it, I'm gonna learn how to play a piano. So
yeah, dude. I dragged all my guitars upstairs. That was a habit I lost. Dude, I put that stuff down back in like 9th grade, you know, and I'm like, yeah.
You know what I think I'm gonna do with my oldest? So Tyson is 9 and my twins are 4. He's almost 10. He loves sports. He goes on YouTube and he finds like highlight videos from like the players, like top players of all time. So he knows like he was number 20 in football because of Ed Reed. He never watched Ed Reed play.
Right.
He wears number 20 because of Ed Reed. He wore number 34 one year because Bo Jackson. Like,
that's before my time.
I don't remember Bo Jackson. So, but what I'm getting at is I have a shit ton of ball cards from when I was a kid. I mean, my entire collection, hundreds of thousands of baseball cards. They're behind this wall behind me in totes. So I think one day I'm just going to kind of go through my card collection with you.
Yeah.
Let him see like, oh, there's a Herschel Walker, or yeah, you know what I mean? Like yeah. He plays Madden, and you get like the legends on Madden.
Yeah.
So then he goes and looks them up on YouTube, so he knows like how good they were, at least from their highlights. So it's like he doesn't know that Dad has their rookie cards chilling in his basement. He doesn't. I think he knows what fucking baseball cards are.
Not now. those
He's
were
going.
phasing out when I was real little. I was like one of the last ones to actually
Yeah.
trade him. My generation when I was.
Yeah. So he's going to get the experience. So like, because we have nothing else to do, it's going to allow us to spend time doing that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no wrestling practice to go to. My daughter can't go to gymnastics. My youngest isn't going to baseball practice. We have nothing to do for the first time in ever.
I think so many people don't understand that this is such a prime time to educate yourself.
Yes.
There's so much you can learn right now.
And spend time with like family, doing shit that you normally wouldn't do.
And you don't even have, and I don't think people understand too. It's like, it doesn't mean become an absolute crazy expert in this stuff.
Oh.
Spend 45 minutes a day in a book or on YouTube or something learning about something that you didn't know before. It's like,
I've been watching a shit ton of Dave Tate from Elite FTS videos. I watched Chris Duffin squatting last night on Instagram Live just to learn stuff. Like, I was watching Chris Duffin squatting 1,000 pounds for like reps, and I'm watching like just his technique. Like, okay, how can I'm never gonna squat 1,000 pounds. That's not even a goal of mine. But how do I make my form better? What technique can I pick up on to tweak with to make it better? And the same with like I've been watching different entrepreneurs outside of the gym realm, and I'm like, okay, how can I apply that to the gym? And also, when I go to start my next business, because I'm going to start another business at some point, it's coming.
sure.
What do I want to do? How do I do it? And like, how do I improve on these things? So, yeah, you don't have to master stuff, but it's the best time to touch up on skills. I mean, it is.
Yeah, dude. It's go out there and figure something out, learn something, teach yourself something, man. I don't know. Just do something productive. I know I've logged a guilty amount of Call of Duty hours in already, but I'm already pretty much bored and tired of that. So it's gonna have to be something.
Dude, my kid's bored of Madden. Like, he's bored of his Xbox.
It happens that quick, man.
It does.
It happens that quick. I was just having a conversation with my buddy on the PlayStation today. I said, we're either gonna have to get another game or find something else to do. I've been gaming a lot with my buddy from Texas because he's out of work too, and it's just like,
yeah. So go out there and learn something. That's how I'm ending the podcast right now with go learn something.
100%.
Learn yourself and come out of this shit show like a fucking rose on the other side. Like, come out smelling like a rose. Like,
yeah.
So, anything else you want to add?
No, dude, I think I'm good, and we'll talk tomorrow for sure.
All right, sounds good.
I'll try and figure out how to get this up.
All right, so until next time.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.